Yo, it's your boy Tim Diggity, aka TIM. About to do something a little different here. So I'm gonna go ahead and, I don't know if you guys know, but part of that taco community, I got me a little Tacoma, Toyota type pickup. So I'm about to do something with the wheel spacers that I put on here. So I'm not gonna go over the actual video on how to put the wheel spacers on there, but I'm gonna go over how to tighten them up, which is essentially the same as putting them on there. All right, so I'll be back, get at it. All right, y'all, so don't forget to put them wheel chocks under there, even if it is 4-wheel drive. And that's because I'm doing back wheels, turn around, do the front wheels, because my garage isn't that big. All right, y'all, so I'm one of those folks who, because I'm working on the rear on both sides, I jack it up from the pumpkin under the axle, under the rear, I'm gonna give you a quick glimpse if you can see it. And I also put, excuse me, both jack stands on the rear as well to hold it up, because I don't feel like fighting the struts and the shocks and all that, trying to lift the truck up, because it's 4-wheel drive. So it's already sitting up high to begin with. So I don't want to lift it up and then have to keep lifting. So I push up everything from the middle. But here's a glimpse of it. Then I'm gonna get back to it. I hope y'all can see what I'm trying to show you. All right. So the next thing will be when it's in the air. All right, be back. I guess one thing I should have mentioned is break loose all your lug nuts before you take it all up in the air. I mean, you can put the emergency brake on. Again, I'm not trying to do anything to cause any stress anywhere else. All right, so break them loose before you jack it up. The key. Oh, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So it's 6 total, 5 regular, 1 lock with your key. And there it is. All right, so I got it up to the height I want. Got my jack stands under each. You see them? They're each right here under the rear. Trying to get them as center as you can. I mean, the rear is round, so it's gonna roll down into it. Try not to, don't try not to. Don't catch any cables, any kind of lines or anything. Stay away from that. All right, and then when you let it down, let it down slow. Well, slower than that. But you get the point. So if you see the wheels, you can see light under the wheels. Good enough. All right, be back. All right, so if you're like me on the next level lazy, you get a little drill, right? To help you take them out quicker. Actually, let me get the right tip to it. Hold on, the adapter. All right, so I got my gloves, got my 1/2-inch extension or adapter with an extension on it. And by the way, this is a 21mm socket. All right, so I'm just gonna start off slow. I always put everything to the side where it needs to be. Actually, this is the key lock, so it can stay with the lock, or this is the key to the lock. Now at this point, it don't matter what order you go in, because the wheel's off the ground. And also, I grabbed my gloves if you couldn't tell while I was there. All right, so pull the wheel off. Sit the wheel to the side. That's what I'm gonna do with these. All right, back. All right, so sort of false alarm like. So let me get here and show you if I can. Hold on. All right, so I went and got a light. So just so that everyone knows, And I'm gonna use this extension to point to it. So these are the holes here, here, here. So there's 6 of them. Those are your old lug nuts. This is the spacer. This thing right here. Right here. This is your spacer. Alright? And it comes with its own lugs, and it comes with, well, you use your existing lug nuts because you're not doing anything. I didn't do anything to the wheel. I kept the same wheel, so it's the same thing. Alright, hold on. Alright, so remember this is the spacer plate. I think I went with 1.5 inches. You know, I didn't do much because I didn't want my wheel to stick out too far beyond the wheel flare, whatever, the wheel well. You know, some states have different laws about how far and stuff. All right, so the socket for these is a 19 millimeter. So, and you want to find one that you make sure it fits in there. Now, when I put this on, I used a torque to put it on there. But right now, I'm just going to see that they're still tight. So, I'm going to use my hammer drill. See, no movement. So, you know, I'm going to move the camera back. So, I'm happy with that. You know, and I do a cross pattern. And then I go around. And remember, 6. All right, so I'm happy because the reason I say I'm happy is because they weren't loose. So by torquing them down originally, which, you know, you got to figure out what your torque specs are based off of the spacer that you buy, pretty much. So, all right. So what I'm gonna do now, because this side, as far as I'm concerned, is complete. But FYI though, when you're putting this on, so imagine these aren't here. These are your lugs coming out. All you do is take the spacer and you slide it on in these holes here. And I would say line up cat a corner on the lugs. Don't tighten them, just line them up. And then cat a corner. And then once you get at least 2 or 3 in there, it'll fit on their center. Now, depending on the age of your vehicle, you may have to clean around this little lip here. Okay? So, I mean, not that little lip, but the lip on the inside. You'll see it when you take the wheel off. It's what the wheel actually sits. It helps the wheel sit on there evenly. All right? So, you know, it's always a good time. Now, the Tacoma has drums in the back and discs in the front. So, it's nothing to really check here. I mean, it's a 21, so, and I'm about due for service. You know, I'm approaching that, I think 5,000 or 7,000 mile thingamajiggy. So I'm approaching the service time anyway. All right. All right. I'm gonna put this to the side, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the wheel back on here. All right. You can see my struggles with this. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Keep that in mind, y'all. It's good to have a light handy. The truck is dirty as well, so don't hate me, but you can. But I'm not one of them people to be out there, you know, doing a whole lot of cleaning. Even with my little car I got over there, I don't really do a lot. So I use my feet. You know, I don't know if you can see it, but I use my feet to lift as I pull. So I pull and I lift with my feet, and that's how I work mine on there. Everybody's different again though. You know, you gotta find your own way. So I try to find one, get it on one hole, and then they normally just go it on in there. All right, and then I continue to use my feet to balance it until I can get at least 2 on here. Now at this point, I'm not using the drill, but I'm grabbing the extension and the socket. All right. And I'm just going to go ahead and start this off. And again, cat a corner. Now when it comes to the wheels, you want to do probably about 4 before you can really start feeling, you know, that you're in there. I mean, you can, you know, like I can take my feet out and it's still moving around because I haven't snugged them or anything. Now, it's up to you where you want to put this, where you want to put your lock. All right. I always put mine towards the top when I'm putting it on. That way there, I can keep an eye on it to make sure it's staying straight and stuff like that. So I'll snug it by hand. And again, everybody has their own way. This is just me. Just until they're lined up. I get 2 of them snug, and then I'll tap it with the drill. Because you don't want to cross thread, trust me. It's no fun changing those studs. And I'm not even sure if you can on an extender. Alright, so it's snug and the wheel's pretty tight now. So now I just take my little hammer drill and just tap it. And go to the other side and tap it. Now, I'm gonna run around with it. I'm gonna do I always do the lock last. So I'm just gonna make sure that these are snug. I'm not hitting it hard. I'm gonna keep tap, tap, just in case they're cross-threaded. And they're not. That one's not at least. And I'll come back to it. And same there. And you'll know when you get to it where you gotta actually start really tightening it, because you'll hear the change in the motor when you drill. Alright, so they're all in there. Alright, so I'm not worried about that. That'll be the last one. So I'm gonna give it a couple taps. Alright, so that's the 5 that aren't the lock. And I'm going to slowly put the lock on there, okay? Again, do it your way. Alright, so once I get there, then I'm going to push in, you know, to keep it in, and I'm going to hit it. Now, what you don't want is you don't want that lock on there too tight, because the last thing you want to do, God forbid you catch it flat, is have to deal with trying to take that off. If you've owned a car for a little bit, you know, we've all gone through the whole, why did the mechanic or the dealer put it on this daggone tight? Because I got a flat, you know. So, now one of the things I am going to do, I didn't do the first time, taking them off, I didn't use an extension, but just to get a little more leverage, you know. Now, you can put these on to the torque specifications as well, but I got a service coming up, and part of their service check is to check the brakes or something. I don't know, so they should be doing this. So I just give it a little lean down. Again, do the cross pattern as much as I can. So that's 5. And I'm just going to go around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm not going to put any more. I'm not going to tighten up the lock itself anymore, because I'm happy with where that is. Now this is one of them times where having a little bit of weight over the little skinny penny, you know what I mean, 150 pounders. Helps out. You know, I can put my weight on this. Just make sure that you're keeping it straight so you don't break anything. Alright? Alright, I'll be back. So remember, all 4 wheels, you do them the same way. I'm gonna spare you guys. You know, I'm not gonna show you doing all 4 of them. So the one's enough. I'll show you, I'll pick up again when I'm about to bring, lift the truck up, take the jacks out. Or actually, yeah, I'm gonna show you when I'm gonna jack the front up, because this is different lift points up there. All right, so I'll be back then. All right, y'all. So I got both back wheels done, both back wheels on. I'm gonna go ahead and jack this up. I'll take it off of the jack stands, put the truck back down on the ground. All right, and as usual, I mean, if you're wondering where I got my stuff from to do this. The floor jack and the jack stands, Harbor Freight. You know, they give you you get some quality stuff there, just like going anywhere else, as far as I'm concerned. So, and it's most of the time it's a lot less expensive. So now do this slow in case you start hearing cracking and popping, then you might want to rethink things. And I only go up as high as I need to hit them jacks. Once the jack stands out and clear on both sides, I'm good to go. Move everything out the way. And like I said before, although I didn't really do it, you can, once you get to lowering it, slowly bring it down. See that? Bring that down, no harm, no foul. Alright, so that's jacking down the truck. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the truck around, bring the front end in, and I'll show you the load point, the jack points, and then we'll wrap it up. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, y'all, so the front, it's not as straightforward as jacking up, and the front's not as straightforward jacking up as it is in the back, because you don't have the rear back there. You don't have a solid rear. I mean, you have a rear in the front, and not really. So you don't want to, I don't jack from the middle. Now, is there a jack point there? Probably, but I'm not messing with it. I'll go from the side. So let me go ahead and set my points up with the jack and put the jack stands near it, and then I'll come back and show you where it is. All right, I'll be back. All right, now folks, different people jack things up different ways. Now keep in mind, I'm not a licensed mechanic. It's my car. I own it, or I'm paying for it, licensed to work on it myself, mechanic. All right, so let me give you a glimpse of where I jack from. Now there's a rail that runs all the way along the side of the truck. You can jack it up from there. So you see, that's my jack point right here, cross member, and then this is the rail I was talking about, and that's where I'm gonna put the jack stand. So I'll come back and I'll show y'all once it's up. All right, y'all. Now when it comes to the front, right? You know, I'm cautious in the front, because that's where all the bulk of the weight is, right? So I'm gonna show you the points though. All right, but I always do one side at a time, me personally, because I don't have a lift, and I leave the floor jack in place as well. I just keep the jack stands underneath to support the weight, but one's a fail safe to the other. So I'm gonna give you a quick glimpse. All right, so that's the rail, runs along the body, and that's the cross member. I think that's the cross member. You know, again, I'm not a mechanic. I'm just I own it mechanic that's licensed to work on my own stuff. All right, be back. I'm gonna take the wheel off. I'm gonna do both sides and we'll wrap it up. All right, y'all, I know I said I was gonna wrap it up, but I wanted to give y'all a quick brief, a quick overview for those that might not know. I mean, it's not a bad do-it-yourself project here, okay? So what we looking at here? So, all right, so this is your front, this is the braking system for your front end. This is your caliper. It has a piston in here. These are where your brakes actually go. You see them? Let me see if I can position this light so that you can get a good. There you go. That's a brake pad. That's a brake pad. In here is a piston. When you step on the brake and the brake fluid comes in, it squeezes by pushing this out, which in turn makes this, so it pushes this out, so this ends up sliding over that way, and that's where you get the squeeze. So that's the brake caliper. All right, and this is your rotor. Your brakes, this is what actually the brake pads press against to stop. All right, so there you go. I mean, you can get all up into the spring, the struts, you know, the upper and lower control arms, you know, it makes up your knuckle, your tie rod ends, you know, all of that. But we're not doing that. So once again, this is I call it an extender, and it does extend the distance that your wheels are out from the body, but it's a wheel spacer though. So here it is again, same thing. Again, like I said, if I was to take these out and take this off, these would be the lugs that go through the holes on the wheel that you put the nuts on to tighten it to hold it in place. All right, so once again, I'm gonna just go ahead and do what I did earlier. I'm gonna check it out, make sure it's all tight, and put the wheel back on, and then I'm gonna let the truck down on this side. I'll go to the other side and get started. All right, so I'll be back. Quick tip though, when you got the wheel off, you know, front, back, one side, both sides, it's a good time to clean that inner lip because that joint gets dirty from brake dust. All right, I'm almost done. All right, folks, so there it is. It's back on the ground at the truck. You know, in case you wanted to know what I used, you know, Harbor Freight, low profile. The reason I got low profile is for my car, you know, to get under the cars. Because if you have like, say you got like low profile tires, or maybe you're low on air, sometimes you got to get under there, right? So here it is again, side view from the driver's side, you know. So I should have did a video when I put this bumper on here, or when I put in that light bar, you know, or the tow hitch cover. I'm still up in the air if I'm good at a tow hitch or not, because I don't really off-road, you know. And I even got the little, whatever the heck they call it, pull it, you know, the Jimmy Jams to help pull me out if I get stuck somewhere that I probably will never go. But it is what it is, right? So there it is though. That's my taco. This is what makes me part of the taco community. Oh yeah, and by the way, what do you think is one of the things I always forget to do? Every time I'm about to back out or drive out, I always forget to take out the wheel chocks, and then I go in reverse or forward, and I'm like, what the heck? Oh, then I gotta move forward or move backwards, run outside, remove them, then go ahead and back out. So, all right, go ahead, like and subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, you know, smash the subscribe button, because I got some stuff coming for my taco, you know what I mean? I got some stuff coming. I ain't gonna say what it is. I mean, them folks that knew me back when I lived in Philly, they got an idea what I'm talking about. It ain't too much though, but it's something. You know, I wish I could have did a video showing you guys when I put the side steps on. I'm not really a fan of them, but I find that I don't really use them. You know, they're more so if I go pick up my mom or somebody who, you know, a little shorter than I am, and they need to step to get up into the truck. So it helps, you know. They look all right too. I ain't gonna hold you, but either way. All right then, peace. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Holla.